transportation model. Now, transportation model. Now, transportation model, of course, is an optimization process that deals with physical allocation of goods from different supply centers to demand centers. Now, when we are talking about transportation models, some might be thinking, oh, is it not movement of goods and passengers from one place to another? And yes, you might be right, but when it comes to transportation model, it's a form of linear programming tool that is used to achieve optimization. Now, so it deals with moving goods from supply centers to demand centers. So that is what transportation model is all about. Now, and when you want to move goods from one supply center to another demand center, you are looking at what is the best way to move those goods, and then you will achieve maximum efficiency. That is, you are going to spend less time and lower cost. Now, when you are talking about transportation problem, at every given point, you can have a transportation to be balanced transportation. Balanced transportation. Now, I expect you to write down the definition I gave before you come to, we can say, types of transportation model, TN. So you have balanced transportation and 2, unbalanced transportation. So we are starting with the first one, which is balanced transportation model. Balanced transportation. Now, a transportation is said to be balanced if the total supply is equal to the total demand. That is, if I say AIJ, I stands for row, J stands for column. So AIJ equals to what? BIJ. So where you say the AIJ is the demand and the BIJ is the supply. So the IJ under it is just showing that row and column, because that is the way you arrange a transportation model problem. So what we are saying is that a transportation is said to be balanced if AIJ is equal to BIJ, that is, demand is equal to supply, when demand is equal to what? Supply. That's balanced transportation. And then a transportation is said to be unbalanced. Unbalanced transportation. When your AIJ is not equal to what? BIJ. You see the sign? AIJ is not equal to BIJ, that is, demand is not equal to supply. And anytime demand is not equal to supply, that scenario is what we call degeneracy. Degeneracy. So degeneracy occurs at every given point that the total demand is not equal to total supply. That is, you let's say you have 10 bags of rice in this place to supply, and they are only demanding for 6 bags. Now that demand is not equal to supply, so there's what we call degeneracy. And so by the time we get to solving question on unbalanced transportation, we'll talk more further on what degeneracy is all about. And of course, to solve any transportation problem, there are 4 methods. To solve any transportation problem, there are 4 methods of solving any transportation problem. The first method we have is northwest corner method. Northwest corner method. And the second method we have is least cost method. And the third method we have is Vogel approximation. Approximation method. And the last one we have is modified distribution. Modified distribution. Now, this first method is also what we call northwest corner method. This one is what we call least cost method. This one is what we call VAM. And this one we call it MODI. So they can use the short form anytime they want you to solve. They can say using NWCN method. That means they are asking you for northwest corner method and all other methods. So we are going to be taking these methods one after the other to solve transportation problem. Okay, now we want to look at northwest corner method under transportation model. Now in transportation model, they will always give you question in this form where you have the supply and then the demand. So this is like saying a supplier has 3 centers, Oyo, Aba and Ife. And in Oyo he can supply 4,000 goods. Aba he can supply 2,000 goods. Ife can supply 1,500. That's what he has that he can supply. And then the demand is coming from Kano. They are demanding for 4,500. Jos is demanding for 500. Imo is demanding for 2,500. Let's assume that you are into a business and then you have 3 stores, one in Oyo, one in Aba, one in Ife, and these are what you can supply. Then you also have customers who want to buy from you. Your customers are demanding from Kano, from Jos and from Imo, and this is what they are demanding. Then all these other numbers that you have here, they are the cost of transportation. That is the cost per unit. What it will cost you to move this good from one place to another. So these numbers here are the cost of transportation. So we want to know what will be the total cost of transportation using northwest corner method. That's what we are looking at. So how do we solve this solution? So I can draw this. So supply, demand. And then you have Oyo, Aba, Ife. So these ones are like the source, and this one is destination. So you have Kano, Jos, and Imo. So 4,500, 500, 2,500. and then you have 4,000, 2,000, and then 1,500. Now, before you solve, you have to be sure whether it is balanced transportation or unbalanced. How do you know whether it is balanced? If you add up the total demand, is it equal to the total supply? If it is so, then it means it is balanced. Now, 4,500 plus 500 is 5,000. 5,000 plus 2,500 is 7,500. That's total demand, 7,500. Then 4,000 plus 2,000 is 6,000. 6,000 plus 1,500 is 7,500. Total supply. So since they are equal, it shows that it is what? Balanced. 7,500. So this one is showing that it is balanced. But if you add up this place and then you add up this place and they are not the same, it means it is unbalanced. And I'm going to teach in my next class how to solve that type of problem. But for now, we want to focus on balance. Now, all the transportation costs, you can box them in a corner like this. So you see, I've not done any magic. I only put back everything I have. Now, in northwest corner method, so I'm starting from this place. So this is the most northwest. So this place is the most northwest. So in other words, always start from the first step, from the first box here. So now if you start from the first box here, now try to look at what is the demand at that point. They are demanding for 4,500. How many do you have to supply? 4,000. So supply the 4,000. So nothing is here again. But here it will still remain 500. You see that? So move to the next box. Is there anything to supply? No. Move to the next one. Is there anything to supply? No. Come here again. Here they are demanding for 500. And I have 2,000 to supply. So by the time I supply the 500, this is gone. I'm left with 1,500 here. You see that? Then I'll come here. Here they are demanding for 500 and I have 1,500. So if I supply the 500, nothing is here. Here I'll be left with 1,000. So if I move to the next box here, they are demanding for 2,500 and I have 1,000 to supply. Supply the 1,000, this is gone. Here you are left with 1,500. Then come to the last row. Here, no demand. Here, no demand. Here, they are demanding for 1,500. You have 1,500. So by the time you supply it, this is gone, this is gone. So the total supply has met the whole of the demand. So how do you now calculate your transportation cost? So here now we say from Oyo to Kano. Oyo to Kano. 2 times 2 naira times 4,000. Don't forget these ones in the box, they are cost of transportation. Then from Aba to Kano. Aba to Kano is 6 naira times 500. Then from Aba to Jos is 5 naira times 500. That's 5 times 500. Then from Aba to Imo is 1 naira times 1,000. Then Ife to Imo is what? 9 naira times 1,500. So 2 naira times 4,000, that will give us 8,000. 6 naira times 500, that will give us 3,000. 5 naira times 500, that will give us 2,500. 1 naira times 1,000, that will give us 1,000. Then 1,500 times 9 will give us 5. 1,3,500. That's like 13,500. Now, so if you add this together, what are you going to have? So you are going to have 8,000 plus 3,000 is 11,000, plus 2,500 is 13,500, plus 1,000 is 14,500, plus 500 15,000, plus 13,000 28,000. So the total cost of transportation is total cost of transportation. So using which method? Northwest corner method. Don't forget, you can put it there, northwest corner method. That's the method that we have used to solve this question. So our next video we are going to be looking at other method. Thank you.